Man, got around. OG Silver back here. And welcome back to the channel, guys, where I'm a server to you, real and raw and huff and tar. Tough and hard. Because life is hard, man. And it's not fair. And there's got to be one person in this life that's going to serve it to you like you need to get it served, man. Uncut and no sweetener at it. Because you can go anywhere for the lies, but here you're going to get the truth no matter whether you like it or not. So before I get to the top of today's video, I got one question for you guys that are watching my videos, man. For those of you who are my valued subscribers, man, thumbs up to you, man. You guys come on here regular, you subscribed. Hopefully you got the notification bell on so you get all my videos when I upload them, because it's very sporadic here with the flooding. So the flooding takes out the electricity and the Wi-Fi. It takes about, now they're getting pretty good. It takes about a day to get things back up and running. So what I try to do, guys, I try to like shoot maybe 2 videos a day. That way, if there's a day that there's flooding, electricity's out, I can upload, keep you guys informed and educated. And then sometimes I reach back into the vault and I take stuff down from my Patreon to show you guys, some martial arts technique, or to talk about, in this life, guys, you got to have a balance. So let's just say this represents the finer things in life, Girls just want to have fun. This is why men go to school and get degrees and work hard for a good corporation to get a house and a nice car and fancy things. But let's keep this on the dark side, man, the savage side, the shadow self side, right? Your dark, repressed, carnal beast. Savage, right? You got to have a balance in life, guys. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to show you to be a modern day warrior, scholar, polymath, sophisticated gentleman when you're out in society. But when you find yourself in a dark alley or trapped in a 6x6 cell with Chocolate Thunder, Purple Passion, or Big Bubba, or any of the other booty bandits, you reach deep inside, let it out, man, like the Incredible Hulk, man, and show no motherfucking mercy. So I want to talk to you guys, man, about having a balance, man. On the one end, there's martial arts, and for those of you who don't know what martial arts means, look it up, Google martial. Martial means war. What happens in war? Death, carnage, and pillaging. And then you got Venusian arts. Venusian means the art of being good with women, dude. Showing your softer side, being in touch with your feminine side. In life, you have to find your balance. I can't tell you what the balance is, but you have to find it. So without further ado, I want to talk to you guys that come on to my channel, man, and you're shadow watching, dude. How do I know? 40% of the people that watch my channels aren't subscribed. So you got to ask yourself one question. Are you not entertained? Well, actually, 2 questions. Are you not entertained, motherfucker? And why the fuck are you here? Hey, man, in my life, dude, I've found that you are a conglomeration of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I don't spend time with silly motherfuckers. What's a silly motherfucker? A silly motherfucker is a taker. They got this entitled mentality. They always got their hand out. That's what's wrong with most of you youngsters. And I'm not picking on you. I'm just trying to... sometimes you need a third-party objective observer to point out your flaws. That's why people hire coaches and mentors and trainers. That's why people go to counseling. That's why people see psychiatrists. That's why some people have a trusted circle of friends, because sometimes, guys, you're so engrossed in the heat and battle that you can't see what's going on. That's why they have people that talk to quarterbacks in the NFL, and they have people that talk to the Keem Tap. Sorry, man. My speech is off today, dude. I'm on low carbs, and I just got done with the brutal workout. I did a circuit training, trying to get rid of this visceral fat because it's not healthy. So my speech is off. When you're on low carbs, your brain does not function. Like, the words are there, but my mouth can't keep up with it. But anyway, in the NBA, they have people that talk to the team captains and talk to them about plays and stuff like this. So the reason this is important, guys, is because when you come on my channel, dude, I'm here to educate you guys about my particularly unique experience of being a square loner mixed dude that got caught up and went to maximum security prison. And why this is important, I'm actually a reflection of you guys. You guys come on here talking about, oh man, you can't be for races, you black. Oh man, some of you black dudes call me white. You know, and then some of you Mexican dudes say, hey man, you Latino, man. And I had a few Indian dudes come in here talking about, hey man, why don't you talk more about your Indian heritage? I think that's respectable. But how the black dude's gonna tell me I'm white, dude, when I'm part black, and how the white dude's gonna tell me I'm black? I mean, it's just a funny world we live in. But I share this with you, man. When you come over here, it's all about positivity, dude, education, enlightenment, and we uplift each other. We support each other. How? If you learn one thing in life, you always want to have one motherfucker in your corner that tells you the real deal. Now, I think the problem with most of you guys, you don't like the way I deliver my delivery. But heck, when you read the Bible and the Quran, there was a lot of cats that didn't like the way that Muhammad delivered his message. Oh, I don't like his voice. They didn't like the way Jesus delivered his Sermon on the Mount. Oh man, I don't like his speech impediment. Hey man, sometimes you got to get past the delivery and get to the nuts and bolts of the message. And if there's something in there that triggers you and makes you want to become a keyboard warrior and a cell soldier, hey man, sometimes you got to learn to check your own little panties, man. There's not always going to be somebody there. That's why it's called self-accountability. It's not always somebody there to say, hey dog, you're wrong. Hey my man, you out of pocket. Hey Holmes, what you're doing, Holmes, is not right, Vato. You know, you got to be able to check yourself. So all I'm saying is when you come over here, man, if you're not subscribed, man, start practicing today what Anthony Robinson says. Start practicing being the man you want to become today, right now. You can change your life in an instant. All it takes for you, man, is to hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment like a 100 like that, or even an OG Silverback Gorilla, and then subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you're notified. And then since you're on that path to positivity and paying forward and not being a taker but a giver, amen, you go ahead and hit the share button, because let me tell you something in this life. I learned this from a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And what the great Dale Carnegie says is this: if you to get everything you want out of life, you just have to go out there and make sure you help people get what they want. Because when you help somebody get what they want, it's called the law of reciprocation. They're going to help you. So enough ranting, because you youngsters be talking about, oh man, he's 15 minutes in, he ain't said a motherfucking thing worth listening to. That's your problem. You see, man, I'm like Hansel and Gretel, and I'm in the dark forest. I drop little nuggets along the way before you get to the gingerbread man. And if you don't know how to slow down and smell the roses as long your journey in life, dude, you're just so in a hurry to get to the destination. You're missing the point of this big, beautiful planet and figuring out what is your what and why you're here. So thank you for staying this far in, guys, getting laced up. So now for the top of today's video, which is going to be a mind banger. In maximum security prison, when you run your mouth, you get to taste your own poop. When the gangs make you an ass to mouth throat go, bitch. And this is addressed to the keyboard warriors and cell soldiers. You guys always tell me, oh, gee, you give too much traction and attention to the keyboard warriors and cell soldiers. Let me tell you something in life. I just joined this organization here, and they're looking to sponsor me with, let's just call them health supplements. And the reason I say health supplements in Asia, they're not really into like, no, they're into performance and recovery and strong and fighting and all that, but they're more into health. The RCA, the root cause analysis to being a savage warrior and a brutal barbarian, is your health. You have to be healthy. Your internal organs and shit, your cardiovascular system, your heart. So I'm joining up with this organization here. They're part of the One Fighting Championships. If you don't know what that is, look it up. One Fighting Championships. That's the Asian version of the MMA. So I've been over here training with some really serious cats, man, making some good connections because it's all about networking. I got to take my hat off to Curtis Thomas, the German. He taught me this, man. He says, in this life, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So that's why I had to talk about the topic of today's video. In maximum security prison, when you run your mouth, you get to taste your own poop. When the gangs make you an ass-to-mouth throat goat. Hey guys, I want to talk to the older generation now, man. My silver foxes, man, from 61 on up, man. I want to talk to you OGs from 59 down to 40. I want to talk to you guys in the middle of your life, man, from 39 down to 30. And I want to talk to you guys in the prime of your life, from 29 to 20, man. What the fuck, man? You guys have the world at your feet. You just have to focus on your goals. And here's how you focus. Because my girlfriend Yoni asked me, she's very loving and kind, dude. And I'm going to tell you one thing I learned living in Asia, man. Even when I was in Africa, in the DR and Brazil, and Colombia and Venezuela. Hey, man, if you have a kind heart in this world, motherfuckers take your kindness for weakness. This don't just apply to prison. This applies outside, especially when you go to impoverished countries, man. Some people are so poor, they're desperate. And when you're desperate, man, you don't make informed decisions. You don't think about long term. You just think about immediate gratification, like how I'm going to eat in this motherfucker, how I'm going to drink, I'm thirsty, like that. And I'm talking about immediate needs. And she's so kind and loving, man. She trusts everybody. And she asked me, hey, OG, can you teach me to be strong, man, and discern people and vet people? And this is what I told her, guys, and I'm going to share this with you. How this goes into the topic of today's video. In this world, man, 80% of people are sheeples and followers, man. No, I don't know. This is what you guys are going to say in the comments. Oh, fuck you, OG. I'm a manager, man, and I'm a director, and I lead people, and I've got my mortgage, and I got health insurance and life insurance, and you know what I mean? I got retirement. Okay, man, you fall in the corporate plan, dude. That's the corporate plantation. And don't get me wrong, I did it too. And the reason I can speak freely is because I stepped out of it. Just like I'm telling you guys about maximum security prison, I'm telling you the corporations, man, is a prison. That's why I wanted to make my channel called Prison Planet. The world is a ghetto, bro. It's a prison planet. Why? You can be in prison in different ways, man. You can be imprisoned by your lifestyle choices, imprisoned by relationships, or, man, the corporate hamster wheel, dude. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong to not, go to school and get good grades and get a university degree and learn a trade or a career or a vocation. What I'm saying is at some point in your life when you got your life dialed in, like you normally get your life dialed in about 29. Once you dialed in, you part of the corporate hierarchy, you part of the corporate matrix. Listen to what I'm telling you, youngsters, and you middle-aged dudes who still have time before you hit a midlife crisis. While you're climbing the corporate ladder, you want to do three things. Of course, you want to invest in your 401k, invest in your company's stocks, but also invest in yourself. How? You want to have 3 bank accounts. One is for long-term savings. Like this is long-term. You're looking at the big picture. And you can use that, man, later on, man, to maybe make some good investments, long-term investments. One is called a short-term savings. This is what you use for like traveling and starting a business, man, and taking vacations. But here's the one I want to make sure you guys understand about. The never, ever, 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 ever savings. You never touch that motherfucker. Now, if you want to really leverage OPM, which is other people's money, what you want to do is, let's say you got 100 racks in the bank in your savings account. Then you can take out lines of credit, man. You can take out business loans and things, leveraging that, pay it back, but never use your own money. Always use other people's money. And what does that got to do with the day's video, you guys might be asking? See, here's what happens. 80% of people, dude, they think just because they have a job, man, and they got their own house and their car, they're doing something. Until you start working for yourself, I don't care if it's a part-time venture, I don't care if you're an entrepreneur. I don't care if you like, you become a personal trainer on the side, a life coach, a martial arts instructor, a Zumba instructor, a dance instructor, a yoga instructor. Do some consulting. That's what I did, guys. Before I retired from IT, I started my own consulting company. And I got to take my hat off to this dude named Dwayne Oliver from Oakland, California. He taught me, big old black dude, he reminded me of Shaq. He taught me, he said, hey, when you work for these corporations, hey man, they're having you exchange your time for their money, which means like time is the most valuable thing you got, guys. That's why I tell you youngsters stay out of maximum security prison. Giving your youth to some prison industry authority, some prison industrial complex, dude, that set up modern day slavery. It don't matter if you black, white, brown, yellow, or green, motherfucker. It's slavery, because you dumb. You getting caught up in these rap videos and watching these movies, man, and it's all a psyop. It's MLK mind control to make you think it's cool to sell drugs and rob people and be violent and be a gangster and a drug dealer, man, and to be a pimp and to mistreat people that are weaker than you. So I had to give you a precursor to let you know 80% of people are followers, dude. And the way you can tell, man, is this. Most people are negative, and there's only 20% of people that are positive, and those are called the movers and shakers. Most people be like, hey, what happened? And the movers and shakers make shit happen. And how that ties into maximum security prison, man, when these guys come on here, these cell soldiers and these keyboard warriors is, yeah, fuck you, Rose, you sit back, you capping. Yeah, man, you soft, motherfucker, you ain't shit, motherfucker, and you a lying, motherfucker. It tells you three things about them, guys. You guys that I named before, my silver sneakers, my OGs, and my midlife dudes and dudes in the prime of your life. The dudes that come on here doing that, most of these dudes is like in their early 20s or late teens, and they think they're a gang member, they think they're a gang banger. See, that's what I'm saying, they think. You think you're a gangster? And I'm not trying to promote violence, YouTube. I'm not here to say it's right to unalive somebody. I'm promoting peace and love, baby. And if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't have unlived them dudes, but I didn't, back when I was young, my role models didn't teach me no other way. It was just, but now I'm teaching you, man. There's verbal escalation, dude. There's all kind of strategies you can use not to take another man's life because there's a karmic debt. But here's what I want to tell you. These youngsters come on here and think they're a gangster because they can do drive-bys and they can accidentally shoot grandmothers and babies and shit and little kids and old dudes, right? You think you're a gangster because you got low self-esteem and your homies build you up like the blind leading the blind. You remind me of a bunch of Lilliputians, man. Look up the word Lilliputians. You remind me of a bunch of little Smurfs all banded together, so now you feel like you're a bad motherfucker. But here's the problem. I'm trying to help you to see the light. You're not as bad as you think you are. And how do I know? Anybody comes on my channel or any other channel and you make a derogatory comment on a video that you disagree with, but you do it disrespectfully, it shows me you've never been to maximum security prison. How do I know? There's two things I know for sure. In maximum security prison, cell soldiers, man, they always get what's coming to them, man. Motherfucker think because he's in protective housing unit or the SHU program, yeah, motherfucker, when I come out here, it's on site. Last shadow. All that cell soldiers, mostly the young cats. Old killers move in silence. So the young cats be running their mouth. I seen them all the time. I remember one time I was in the hole with this Crip dude. Because I'm an other. They put this Crip dude in the hole. I don't remember what he did, but I knew we was on the same yard. He was a Crip. And on that yard, the Crips had the numbers. Because in maximum security prison, at least the prisons I was in, there's always way more Crips than there is Bloods. And there's always way more Serenos than it is Norteños. And there's always way more Mexicans and blacks than there is whites. That's just the way it is. So you go in a yard with a lot of Crips, man, they normally trying to run shit, extort people. They give Bloods the blues. But this dude, man, this Crip dude, I don't even respect him. He was a swole motherfucker. We competed in the Mule Creek powerlifting competition, and he won his weight class. I won mine, but I also won the overall. So we went to the hole, and the reason we went to the hole. So what happens, guys, at Mule Creek when they have yard release, you take your laundry bag to the laundry window, and then you put your place in line because the laundry don't open for about an hour, and then you go to the weight pile because you got to secure your bench. So I'm on there, and I'm not gonna lie, that day I was training with some Crips, right? So then. No, I was training with some Bloods. Let me get the story straight. So then the laundry window opened up, so my bags was up in the front with the other Bloods, right? So when I get in the line, the Crips was talking shit like, "Oh man, who the fuck you think you is?" Because back then I had a Friar Tuck haircut, like I was bald on top. I got hirsutism from taking a bunch of steroids, and I grow a fro on the side, so I look like Homie the Clown. I had a fro. For those of you who've been on my channel for a while, you remember I showed you my California Department of Correction inmate card. I snuck it out. And I had a big ass beard like Duck Dynasty. And I was like, back then I was 340 pounds. This motherfucker, because he had a bunch of Crips with him, he's like, "Hey, you homie clown looking motherfucker, who you think you is? You can just cut in the front line." Like he said it loud. And the yard's full. So I told him like this, man. I said, "Hey man, you talking loud and ain't saying shit. If you're a real motherfucker, come down here so I can make you suck my dick so hard your mama can feel it coming out of her motherfucking eye sockets." And I'm just saying, and I'm not trying to make this a racial video because I love everybody. But one thing, if you really want to get into a fight with a black dude, you talk about his mama. Like you can talk all day about his pappy and his grandpappy and his uncles. You talk about his mama, he gonna fight. So the Crip dude comes running full speed at me, man, because I'm in the front line. He comes running full speed with his homies behind him. I think he had like 4 or 5 homies behind him. And the Bloods was like, "Oh man, don't trip, dog. We got you back." I said, "I don't need a motherfucker to have my motherfucking back." So when he running full speed toward me, man, I act like I was gonna run. And so what I did was I just took 2 steps forward so he could come within my reach. And I turned around and I fucking closed arm him, dude. I closed arm him, motherfucker. Bam! And I closed arm him so hard, his cranium hit the back of his cranium hit the dirt, because the track in maximum security prison is dirt with rocks. The back of his head hit the dirt, and it's not funny. His feet flipped back, and then hit one of his homies, man. So then when he came forward, I elbowed him. And then the free man blew his whistle, and then the guards were like, "Everybody down," shooting and shit. So when I go to the hole, I'm in the hole with this other Crip dude, not part of that crew, but it's a bunch of different Crips, 60s Crips, and I don't know all the different names, man. I really don't give a fuck. They all cowards to me. So anyway, on this yard, the Crip had the numbers. He was one of the bigger Crip gangs, and he was a swole dude. So we in the cell, man, and he would never go to the yard because there was a bunch of Bloods, because the Bloods get into it with the Crips a lot because they're smaller numbers. So they in the SHU program, the segregated housing unit. So when it's yard time, everybody just go to yard. They don't separate Crips and Bloods and Norteños and Sureños. Everybody go there, and then if you a bitch, they make you stay in your cell. So this dude stayed in his cell. So the Bloods would be walking by and he'd be like, "Yeah, Crip, yeah, West Side," like however they do it. "West Side, dog, and motherfucker, when I get out this cell, it's on sight, motherfucker," and all this crazy shit, right? So the Bloods was like, "Hey man, why your cellie be talking why do your homie yourself talking all that shit, dog?" I said, "Hold up, motherfucker. First of all, he ain't my homie. This is the SHU. He just my cellmate. And I don't control what that motherfucker do, but don't ever ask me about another motherfucker's business. No, OG, we just saying, no, ain't no OG nothing, man. I don't give a fuck about that motherfucker. I don't give a fuck about you. I'm here to do my motherfucking time. I come on the yard to get some fresh air, but we can handle our business now. No, dog, it ain't like that. Okay, then don't come at me with that silly shit." Hey, man, so let me tell you what happened, man. When the motherfucking time to go back to the cell, man, like me and dude got into it because I told him, "Hey man, check this out, man. As long as you my cellie, don't be fucking wolfing out there. Motherfucker, who you talking to?" So man, I put hands and feet on dude. Doom, doom, doom. And when I fight, guys, I'm just telling you, the reason I don't have to punch hard when I hit a dude, for every action, there's a reaction. I know when I hit a dude, his head's coming back. And if he's any kind of a savage warrior man, he's going to come through with aggression and intent. This is where judo comes in. In Japanese jiu-jitsu, it's called the art of flow. For every action is a reaction. When I punch the dude in his chin and his head goes back, when he comes forward with aggression, I turn to my right and I take the dude. It's called stepping off the line. It's like when you watch a bullfighter. I step off his line of attack. I let all of his force and I help him ram his face into the motherfucking wall. No! Then when he goes down, I stomp the motherfucker while I say my famous words. Man down! Officer, man down! The goon squad comes in. Beep, bop, bop, beep, beep, beep. And since we already in the shoe, all they do is they separate you. So they put you in a one-man cell. They put him in a one-man cell. But here's what happens the next day. When it's time for unlock, dude, the Bloods act like it's time to come back from the yard. You stand by a cell and the officers let you in. They unlock it. They act like it was this cell. The Blood went in there and put hands and feet on that motherfucker, put him in the infirmary. Because in maximum security prison, when you run your mouth, you taste your own poop. When gangs make you ass to mouth throat go. So what happened, how he became an ass to mouth throat go, amen, in prison, nothing goes unnoticed. Amen, the Crips found out this motherfucker's supposed to be a shot caller. You a bad motherfucker when you got a whole army and a whole nation behind you, but when you by yourself, you a bitch. They found out, man, there's always ranking hierarchies. There's always somebody trying to be the alpha, the king Crip. Amen, when he got back to the yard, like they put us on a different yard. Because once you go to the shoe, they don't put you back on. They put us both on a different yard. Amen. His so-called homie Crips found out that he was a cell soldier, man. And they took turns butt fucking him, dude. In the cell, bro. Butt fucking him. And when they got dookie on their dick, they put it in his mouth. So what's the moral of the story? Hey, man, pray for these youngsters when they come on here with their keyboard warrior, cell soldier, fucking comments, trolls. You know they ain't never been nowhere real because real motherfuckers move in silence, but you want to pray for them. Why? Because in maximum security prison, when you run your mouth, you will taste your own poop. When the gangs make you an ass-to-mouth throat go. The same behavior you do out here, you can't do that in the pen. So I'm giving you cell soldiers, keyboard warriors, and trolls a warning. Stop running your motherfucking mouth while you free, because you live in this gang lifestyle, this wannabe gangster lifestyle. You think you hard, motherfucker? When you get to maximum security prison, you're going to find out you soft. And how do you know you soft? Because you're going to have a bunch of hard motherfucking sausages deep up in your innards, man. Rearranging your colon and shit, man. And your small intestine, and then you're going to fucking prolapse. And there's going to be dookie and poop on the motherfucker's cock. And they're going to turn you around and grab your hair and say, hey, man, suck your dookie off my motherfucking dick. Or I'm going to take my motherfucking shank and stick it so far in your motherfucking eye, you're going to see Jesus. So if you guys like the realness and the rawness and the truth that what goes on to cell soldiers and keyboard warriors behind the wall, thumbs up the video, man. Leave a 100 in the comments, man. And more importantly, dude, if you shadow watching my fucking channel, subscribe to the motherfucking channel so you can change yourself from being a sheeple follower and a cell soldier keyboard warrior. You can stand up and have some cojones. And then you can take the message in. Because as long as you have a negative mindset, you can never take in the jewels and the gems I'm giving you. And the time of change is now, like Anthony Robbins says, you can change in an instant. So until next time, OG Silverback.